Hi everybody, this is Rick Gonzalez with the Startup Web, the website that talks about startups, project management, and the challenges one may find or one may have as you go forth in your project or your business startup. Now, we're going to be interviewing people, we're going to be talking more about my own experiences, and we're also going to be talking about certain tools that one can use to make his startup go better, or as he manages his project from a startup into an ongoing operation. So I know a project is supposed to be a problem with a starting date and an ending date, a specific a specific time frame, but also, to me, a project can be an ongoing operation. So the skills that one brings to him with a startup management or project management, I think, can also be used for ongoing operations, because nowadays they are saying that a project manager should be more of a general manager, that he needs more power, and that's what it's going to evolve into. So saying that, let's look at some of the tools that a project manager slash general manager slash startup manager can use. And we're going to talk about what I use for my day-to-day organization. And we're going to start here. Though this is my real desk, and it looks kind of clean, or maybe it looks like a mess, I don't know, but it was way messier than this. I cleared off a lot of stuff and put it to the side, so that way we'd have a little space to work with. Now, day-to-day, while I'm at my desk, I start my day by opening up my ACE, my ARC, my Staples ARC folder, and going to the date book to see what I have. I go to the calendar. I apologize. I go to the calendar section, and we're going to go talk about that more. So I review what I need to do that day, and then as I go, I keep referring back to it. Now, let's say this is to the side, and my phone rings, and it's an emergency. I go straight to whatever piece of scrap paper I have here. I will put down the date. I track notes, so let's go. For instance, let's go ahead and I'll show you what I did with one issue. I will take notepads from anywhere. If I see a great notepad, I will take it, like I did here at the Breakers. That was some really high quality paper. Every time I go to conferences, they always give away something to take notes with. I always shove my goodie bag full of whatever they have to offer. So we're going to look at a real world situation here of a fuel truck that I needed on my property that broke down. And see, I wrote February 11th, Ray called, fuel truck broke down. So I wrote who called me, information that they gave me. And then if I'm passing this information along to anybody else, I always note what time I called them and who I talked to. That's so important. You always got to write down who you talk to. Also, as you see, I write down what the resolution was, and if there's going to be any follow-up needed. And if there's follow-up needed, I'll add that to my to-do list, and then I will initial it, consider it closed, and put it in my file where I keep notes such as that. So once that issue's been resolved, I might make it a project and put it in here. I might say it's resolved, and I'll put it down in my. I save everything, and so if it was a issue that's resolved, I'll write down the resolution and I'll put it down here. And if then if I, someone says, well, whatever happened with that, it's pretty much I save everything. So I just got to remember the date, and I can go and can pull it out of that. So let's go ahead and look at my ARC disc-bound organizational journal, project management book, etc., etc. I have to tell you, I love the ARC system. I got turned on to it when I was looking at the Levenger disk-based system. The ARC system by Staples, it is compatible with Levenger, and it is just a whole lot cheaper. So I buy some of the Levenger stuff to use with it, as you'll see. And a lot of my other stuff I use for this, I get from Staples. So there you see I have a little pouch that I keep paper clips in, business cards. I have a little pocket to the left there where I keep documents that I would need immediately that day. Then the dividers will come in and divide up the rest of the book for operations, projects. Behind projects, I keep calendar. Now in the operations, I have a sheet for passwords, which I've covered up all the passwords. I have a sheet that has all the different combinations to the safes around here, to the door locks.
I have a page that has all the some important phone numbers to different people within the organization that I might reach out to. Just a page for everything. And then projects. Projects is a whole nother story. I got to tell you, I love this disk-based system because I can pull paper out when I need it. I can just shove them in little pockets if I want to. I have multiple projects going on all the time, and I love the ARC paper. I think it is amazing and adequate and inexpensive. But I'm also using this Behance by Levenger. That's the system or the company. I really don't get it. All I know is I like it. I like the colors. I like how it gives me space for my action steps. And down here at the bottom, it even has a space for the back burner stuff, which I think is fantastic. A great system. Love it all. And I always include a coloring project for my daughter. I throw it in there randomly, so when I run across it, it brings a smile to my face. And onto the calendar. Now the calendar, it has a monthly goal section that I love. It also has it's a traditional calendar organizer, and this is an ARC staple system. Breaks it out by the day. And I got to tell you, I don't put too much into this ahead of time. I use Outlook at work for a lot of my meetings and events, and that will remind me through my phone. So here I do daily to-dos, and I don't create those to-dos pretty much until the day before or that morning. And I just find it goes easier that way. And then also, if there's a note that I need to add for that day, I might throw it in there. Someone called me, who I talked to, and what do I need to do? What projects do I need to create? What projects do I need to close out?
Okay, we're gonna go a little bit tighter on some other day-to-day things that I use, day-to-day tools, day-to-day processes that I use to try to stay organized. And we're going to look right now at my folders. Believe it or not, I save everything. Like I said, I save everything. So I end up having a lot of files, and the files I like to use are the Staples Project Management files. There's a small folder, and then there's these accordion folders about an inch thick. There is a spot to write down the dates. There is a spot to write down notes. Well, there you go. I'm kind of all over the place on this, aren't I? And I got to tell you, in my job, I'm kind of all over the place. So I need this. I need this kind of flexibility. But also I have some structure also built in. And I think any successful startup manager, project manager needs that. He needs that flexibility on how he organizes everything, on how he gathers his information, how he stores his information. Just like you need that flexibility as you manage a project or manage a startup. I really think these ladies are amazing that have all the color pens, and they make the graphs, and they're very highly organized. And I look at that sometimes and I'm envious, but on the other hand too, it seems it's a system that could be thrown for a lurch if something catastrophic happens. And and I always wonder if I was too rigid in the way I organized myself and tracked things, if when that issue pops up, or that accident pops up where you need to everybody to run to the other side of the boat, as the phrase I like to use. If all my color pens and graph paper might lock me into certain actions or maybe freeze me up. I don't know. Lots of ways to do it. I'm sure they have a better way than me. And that's it for today. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to edit this message to something. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.